I always love cleaning. I feel like it, whenever I do cleaning, it's literally a therapy or a meditation section for me. And so, look how nice the day it's outside. It's so sunny, and the trees are sprouting, flowers are blooming. And so, before I start, I always come to hug my Dean. This is my cat. His name is Dean, Dean, just to get energy from him. And that's what I do. And also because ever since my baby is home, I have not been able to spend as much time with him, and also energy, and play with him, or even to hug him. So I try to do it whenever I can. So here comes Dean's big yarn. Next, I move on to our dining table that is so crowded and honestly full of crap. I have not been able to clean it up. So when we started with our dining table, it was, just a little stuff on the edge, and it was so clean. We have the whole table, but I don't know, day in and day out, and this is what we have ended up in. Just mostly a lot of them are my stuff, and also like a lot of like the text filing documents, and so I'm trying to get things going. I made my my tissue bag, and I love using my tissue bag. I sew like a few of them, and I also crocheted one of it, and so I use it in my car or in my purse, or I use it like on the dining table. I love it. It just gives like a nice touch for like decorations. And now we have like a lot of like Max like art craft from school. A lot of his like handprints and fingerprints. This one says 1 fish, 2 fish, blue fish, red fish. And what is this one? This one says, even when we're apart, here's my hand to hold yours. Oh, it's very sweet, even though I know he didn't make it himself. And I think this one is a little shark with his feet, or a little fish. This one says, I do not like green eggs and ham. I'm not sure where is that coming from. I did not grow up with all those cultures or like stories, so it's a little harder for me to understand, but he's that knows. And then we're moving on to the next piles. I'm curious, like, what do you guys do with like all your kids' crafts? Do you just save them, or do you put them somewhere? Or I probably eventually would only keep the ones that I really like and just get rid of the rest of it. And all those are like a pile of like, oh, and red pockets. I'm just gonna quickly check to see if I have anything in there. Nope, not. And we sometimes do reuse those red pockets. And yes, I think this one we got something. This is like red pocket. That was for Max. And then continue on for all the cleanings. Put things away. That's like one of the most important things, because when I was so tired and so mentally burned out, I did not have any attention span or like energy to spend on those. Oh, found another one. I think that's a doggy one, or like a little mouse. I just did not have the attention span or like any energy to do this. And so I started writing about my gratitude, or like the changes that I feel about my day. I just try to write them down. Sometimes it's like, I don't know, like 2-3 bullet points. And today I was really feeling it because I made a big change. It's going to make a big difference on my life. And I also decided to, decided that this is really the time for my change. So I have a lot to think about it. I was burned out, I was scared, and now I decided I'm gonna go on like a recovery journey that I also decided to record it. I had a lot of thoughts go through my head, probably like since the last couple of weeks, even till now. So I decided to write my thoughts down and it just helps me to record my journey, and also later on for me to like look back to like what I have experienced, what I have gone through, and who I have become, and how I like grew out from it. Now I'm looking back at my video, I just realized how long I spent on writing on this, but I did write like several long paragraphs. I think it took like at least half of a page, and I was just really taking my time to absorb everything, to even like process everything. So I'm finally done, and of course this is like my husband's Gundam, and we had to put it on our dining table because our boy is going to our display shelf and grabbing everything and trying to lick and eat everything now. So there are a lot of smaller pieces, so I try to keep it out of his reach, and we just have it ready. It's a cool decoration for our dining table. And I also just realized I never took like a final shot after I had everything cleaned up, but the dining table did get reorganized, and we finally have those space. They finally started service out, and another big part of the cleaning done. So I do want to show you this tray that I made. I made it for my husband's birthday. It wasn't perfect though, unfortunately. So I made it with mosaic and all like, the glass pieces. And then I used like a resin layer to cover over it. But it was my first time using resin, and the resin that we bought was just not great, and it also has become like yellow. But those are all his bagpipe metals, and they came out really pretty, but it's just that top layer wasn't perfectly done. So, but anyway, it was still like one of my bigger craft project that I'm very proud of.